Assalamu alaikum and hi everybody. Good connecting with you again. Okay, now, we will continue our online class on EBT419 Applied Metallurgy. Today we are discussing about the die casting process in permanent mold process. What is die casting? The die casting process is a name given to metal casting processes that utilize metal molds or dies. However, an American definition said that, die casting is the process of making a casting by forcing molten metal into a metallic mold, or die, under great pressure. In mechanical engineering, manufacturing and assembly, die casting is defined as a process in which objects of a particular shape are produced by forcing a molten material into a mold under pressure. Well, die casting is a manufacturing process in which molten metal is poured or forced under high pressure into a steel mold cavity. The molds, also known as tools or dies, which are created using steel, and are specially designed for each product. This allows each component to be created with accuracy and repeatability. Aluminum, zinc, and magnesium are the most commonly used die casting alloys. According to Metals Handbook, 1988, die casting is a well-established casting method, particularly suitable for fully automatic, high-productivity, high-volume production of complex near-net shape parts with part weights ranging from a few grams to more than 15 kilograms. Referring the chart here, die casting directly placed under permanent mold casting. Since die casting involves another process in this flow chart, so, we need to use another flowchart structure of die casting. It will explain in the next slide. Here are 3 key points to note. Metal die casting process has a short cycle time. Metal flow is faster in die casting due to existence of external force. Molds in die casting are not as thick as those used in the sand casting or investment casting processes. As shown in the pictures here, metal die casting process is used to produce various shapes from a number of non-ferrous metals such as brass, zinc, aluminum, magnesium, and copper, among other metals. Die casting is one of those manufacturing processes with the ability to produce high detailed and accurate parts. It is also preferred for mass production of components as opposed to other manufacturing processes. Take for instance, the faucet parts, door knobs, decorative parts, etc. There are really several distinct processes, included under the general name of die casting. The die casting process actually has 3 main sub-processes, where the 3 processes differ mainly in the amount of pressure. These processes are, 1. Permanent mold casting, also called gravity die casting, 2. Low-pressure die casting, and 3. High-pressure die casting. Normally, the term die casting is used to mean high-pressure die casting, but the general term embraces all 3 subcategories. Cold chamber and hot chamber are the process parked under high-pressure die casting. 3 main sub-die casting. First, gravity die casting. In this process, the molten metal is poured into the mold and flows only at the force of gravity. Whereas, the low-pressure die casting is a process normally utilizes air pressures up to 1.5 megapascal to force the molten metal into the die, although for special products the pressure can be as high as 7 megapascal. Lastly, the high-pressure die casting process subjects the molten metal to hydraulic pressures as high as 140 megapascal. As this pressure on the metal is increased, there is a corresponding reduction in the time required for the molten metal to fill the die. The next slide, part 2, will explain each of die casting processes, starting with gravity die casting.